Welcome to the Sparkle Bomb Coach podcast and YouTube channel, where we bring fun and magic back to your life and business. I'm your host, Kate Decker, aka the Sparkle Bomb Coach, and I help women to connect with their soul and intuition, tap into their desires, and magnetize everything they desire in life, business, and relationships by turning on their inner sparkle. I'm so excited for you to be here. So let's sparkle! Welcome back to the Sparkle Bomb Coach podcast and YouTube channel. I'm so freaking excited for you to be here. And the first episodes ever I decided to share on here are the replays of the Sparkle Summit. So I hosted an online Sparkle Summit inside of my Sparkle Society at the end of 2019. I had many thought leaders, industry leaders come on and share their story, share their life, share their sparkle, share their best golden nuggets. And honestly, it was so freaking incredible that I was sad when I had to delete it and take it out from the group. But I decided that because it's been literally the thing that was requested many times by so many of you, to bring it back, and then actually so many of the guest speakers to bring it back, to put it back to the world, because there's so many golden nuggets and so many great, amazing tips and bits and pieces and just literally everything that I decided I'm gonna bring it back here to you. And so the replays are downloaded from Facebook. And we had to cut out certain parts because there were some prices, there were some names, and I wanted to make sure that it's private, that it's all good, and that no one's gonna get your private information if you won. So it's edited, it's cut out, and it's incredible, it's amazing. If you love it, please let me know. Take a screenshot of the episode and tag me on Instagram at KDeckerCoaching, or tag me on Facebook, or tag me anywhere. Tell me that you loved it. Tell me that you loved the speaker. I'm gonna make sure that always the speaker is, all of their information is in the show notes, and I'm so excited to dive in. So this episode is me, it is my story, and it's my story shared in a way that I haven't shared it yet, and I hope you love it, and let's just dive in. Hello everyone, welcome to the day 2 of Sparkle Summit. I am so flipping excited to be here with you. And if this is the very first time that you are watching me, just please say hi so I know that you're here. And if you are here on a replay, you can use hashtag Sparkle Summit. So as you guys are hopping on, just say hi so I know that you're here. And tell me, did you watch yesterday's day 1 of the Sparkle Summit? Hi Kelly, hi Christine. So tell me, have you watched the day 1 of the Sparkle Summit? And also, are you wearing something sparkly? So if you watched, you know what I'm talking about. And are you wearing something sparkly? Hi Teresa, hi Emily, hi Kate, look at the sparkle. I know, look at this. I put extra sparkles on today for all of you. Hi Theo, hi Michelle. So as you are ladies hopping on, tell me, have you watched the day 1 of the Sparkle Summit? And also, are you wearing something sparkly? Did you do something extra? And if you did, tell me what you did. Tell me what you did to make it extra special for yourself. And if this is the very first time that you're watching me, I am so excited that you are here. I am Kate. I am the host of the Sparkle Summit. I am a women empowerment coach, or the Sparkle Bomb coach, or maybe a life and business coach. It can go in many different directions, but I am so thrilled that you are here today. And today what I'm going to share with you is, I'm going to share with you my story. And there are going to be some real raw truths in there. Hi Gina, hi Natalia, oh my gosh, love the sparkling gold, thank you. Okay, hi Christine, hi Katie. Emily says, I haven't been able to watch yet, that is okay, it's there. The replays are going to stay for about a week. So Make sure that you put that in your calendar so you don't miss it. Thea says, yes, watch day 1, and I'm wearing a sparkly sweater. Yay, so excited. I'm so excited. Teresa says, yes, I watched yesterday. No sparkle today. Just finished my workout, so sweat sparkle. It works, whatever works, all the sparkles. Kelly says, hello, day 1 was amazing. I'm so excited for today and the rest of the week. Yay, so excited. Okay, so I'm gonna jump right in. And if you don't know me at all, you're about to get to know me. Like, you're about to get to know me for reals. And one of my big intentions for the Sparkle Summit was that I am going to share my story and also stories of these incredible women in a way that people don't usually talk about. We're not going to be talking about just about entrepreneurship. We're not going to be talking about just about those sparkly moments and sparkly days when we feel on top of the world. We're going to talk about all of it that creates the sparkle. So I actually have this, like, gonna tell you, I have a cheat sheet because I don't want to get carried away. I want to tell you everything. So you're especially sparkly today. Oh yeah, I love it. Oh my gosh, I like literally wish that my cheat sheet just fell. I wish I could like wear this all the time. It's just so fun, and I thought it would be uncomfortable, but it's fun. Okay, so today when I was preparing for this live stream, literally my first thought when I woke up was like, holy crap, what am I gonna be telling them? There's literally nothing about me. There's nothing about me. There's nothing special about me. I'm gonna there is 169 women signed up. Even if half of them show up today, it's gonna be a waste of time. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I started flipping out. I started freaking out that there is nothing special about me. And as you're here, as you're watching, whether you're here live on replay, tell me, has that ever happened to you that you felt like if you share your story, there's nothing special about it? If that ever happened to you. Or if you were like, oh my gosh, if I share my story in a real, raw, vulnerable way, it's gonna be too much. People are not gonna be able to take it. Because I'm often split between those two. It's like, oh my gosh, there's nothing interesting about me. Oh my gosh, I am too much. So has that ever happened to you? And as you respond, I'm just gonna, hi Shelly, I'm just gonna go down and get my cheat sheet. Because there's a lot of things that I wanna talk about, and I truly want you to get all the goodies out of this so you leave with a sparkle today. Okay, so I'm gonna tape it. You're gonna watch me tape it. This is the reality of entrepreneurship. Sometimes you have to tape your cheat sheet to a freaking ring light because it fell. So that's what we're doing. So tell me. So Natalia says yes all the time. Christine, yes, had these thoughts and I had to snap myself out of it. Gina's, yes, we are our own worst enemy. Lol, yes, I can relate. Kelly, yes, I used to have both of those thoughts all the time. So many of us often felt or feel like, oh, there's nothing special about me, or there's just too much. It's so not working with me, but that's okay, I've got it. So the second thing that I did is that I went to my mastermind and I shared that. And I was like, there is literally nothing, I cannot come up with a thing that I'm gonna say about myself that would help anyone. I literally cannot come up with a thing that I would say that would help anyone. And it was ridiculous. And I knew that it's the ridiculous voice in my head because it has come many times before. But I just when we are in that moment of feeling like there's too much or there's nothing, in that moment, it seems almost impossible to get out of there because it's so real. In that moment, it's so real. And I'll tell you what Melanie and Lair, my mentor, sent me. I'm gonna read it to you and we're gonna go from there. So, clearly, you're going nuts. And she wrote a message as what I should say. Hi, I'm Kate Decker. I left my country on my own in my early 20s, fell in love with an American pilot and immigrated to the US. 4 years ago, I didn't even speak English much. 1 year ago, I didn't have a business. I hired my first coach and I paid in full before I ever knew how I would make it work. Last month, I had my first 15K plus month. Cash. I lead women's circles, high-end retreats, and online coaching programs. I'm social media ninja wizard and grow Pinterest accounts at hyperspeed. I'm a creative genius and I create the most beautiful works of art with photography and branding. My online Sparkle Summit already has 150, well, she didn't know, it's 169 people registered for it, and the speakers involved are some of the hottest people on the internet. So, and in that moment I was like, I'm back. Not that I don't know that about myself. Not that I could not have remembered who am I, or where is my expertise, or where is my sparkle, or how can I help you? How can parts of my story help you transform your life? But it's just in that moment, it feels so freaking real. And the problem is actually not that thought. Because those come no matter how long you've been working on yourself, no matter how long you've been in entrepreneurship, no matter how many incredible and insane things have you done. In that moment, it can kill your vibe. So what truly only matters is how long are you going to stay in that state and how are you going to let that affect your next steps. And part of the reason why people call me the Sparkle Bomb Coach is because I see the thought and I go and I work through it. And I'm gonna share with you some of the tips, some of them today and some of them on the 30th. But one thing that I want to tell you is that it's incredibly important to have a container where you can go so you don't spend days or even months in that rabbit hole. Because that's how it was. That was a part of my story. In the past, I would have spent a week crying in the bed, not knowing what is my next step, what am I doing in this world, what the hell am I gonna do with myself? Because I let those thoughts grow as the weeds. I just did not address them, I ignored them, I skipped over them, and then from all of a sudden there was like a freaking weed tree. You know what I mean? So, that's one thing that I wanted to say. Okay, so Teresa says, I call it itty bitty shitty comedy. Oh my gosh, I love that! Thea says, well, that says it all. What a great intro. Thank you. Teresa, you just needed Melanie to remind you of how fabulous you are. And Talia, yes girl. Gina, and you wouldn't be here if we were not so excited to learn about you and know you. Thank you so much. And yes, and the reason why I share this is because A, I'm brutally honest and I always tell people like just too much sometimes. Too much, but it's just who I am. And second, I know that all of you have had these thoughts. And I know that all of you have the sparkle within you. That's why you're here, because you were drawn, you were guided. You were guided to be here in this moment. And if there is something I believe is that everything happens for us. Nothing is ever an accident or a coincidence. Everything in this universe works perfectly, exactly how it's supposed to be. Even with those shitty thoughts that come sometimes, because it's our opportunity to recenter, to recalibrate, to ground ourselves and turn on our sparkle, turn on our power and show up in the best way. If I hadn't addressed that thought, I would have showed up here today being like, ooh. But because I did address it, it's gone. And I know that no matter what I say, it's going to serve someone. It's going to help someone. And if there is one thing that you take out of this live stream today, is that even if you think that there is nothing interesting about you or there's too much, there's always someone out there who is waiting, who is praying to hear that. And that's why our voices are so incredibly important, even if you don't think so. Even if you don't think so, even if you don't think so. Okay. Hi Jen, hi Beatrice. Okay, Teresa says, truth, ain't nobody getting through life without self-doubt at times. Surround yourself with peeps that help you get out of the ditch. Yes, exactly. So now to my story, how I'm actually gonna tell you. And if you have any questions along the way, along my journey, along me telling you and sharing you my journey, please let me know, share them in the comments. Even if you are here on the replay, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna respond to those questions. I am so excited for this. And there's going to be a giveaway at the end. So one of the things that we are giving away today is a 90-minute intensive call with me. In 90 minutes, so much can happen and so much can change and shift. Because another huge thing that has shown to be truth in my life is that anything is possible and everything can change in an instant. Anything is possible and everything can change in an instant. Like, my life is a testament of that. Because I was born in the smallest town in the Czech Republic that was so small, it wasn't even classified as a city. I was born in the tiniest place. At that time, it was just after the Velvet Revolution, where entrepreneurship barely started and everything was shifting and the economy plummeted completely. If you go to the Czech Republic for a vacation, you're gonna be a king probably. Because, like, to give you a perspective, beer is cheaper than water. And like one beer is like $1. So you're gonna be like a king. So if you wanna go for a vacation, go to the Czech Republic. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, and you're gonna feel like you're a freaking king. So I was born there. And I always had big dreams. Ever since I was little, I just had all of these big dreams. And I had a dream. I remember being in the kitchen telling my dad, like, one day I'm gonna marry a foreigner. I'm gonna marry a guy from a different country. And he was like, yeah, sure, whatever. He was nice. He didn't want to crush my dream, but he also did not believe that that would happen. It wasn't predictable that I would live in a different country. Traveling freely just started, like just a few years before I was born. Wasn't the thing. So everything that I have in my life right now was not predictable. But because I knew that the fact that I don't know if something is possible or not does not mean that it's impossible. And so often we stop ourselves from going for our dreams because we think that the fact that we don't know if it's possible means that it's impossible. And that's not true. And I hope that this story of me is going to show you that, and it's going to help you feel empowered that you can reach for the stars. Because the fact that I am here, like, so many things had to align in such an insane way. And so I grew up in a tiny town in the Czech Republic. I was born there, I was raised there, I went to school, and I was a good girl. I had good grades, I did all the good things, I played the trumpet, I was in a band, I went to college, and then I left college, and everything changed. Everything shifted, everything changed, and I'm not gonna tell you step by step what happened from the day that I was born, but some of the key points were that I always felt like I am meant to be an entrepreneur. I did not love working for someone else. I did not love not having a flexibility. And so I started my entrepreneur journey in a network marketing company, and it was great at first, but then I just was not in the best environment, and there was a lot of manipulative people, and I was very naive. I was 19 at that time. It was the first time really away from home, and just that like typical cliche story. And I did not pay my taxes, and I got to the point when I had a huge debt, so I kind of went bankrupt, and I didn't know what to do. I did not understand why am I still stuck in the same place, and I decided to make a change. And at that point, I decided I'm gonna go to a different country. And the moment that I decided, I found myself in an apartment with one of my friends, and she was talking about being an au pair in the US. And I'm like, well, I never had a desire to go to the United States because I had not a very good opinion of that place. But I was like, but what if I went there? What would happen? And this is what happens when things are aligned. I decided I'm going to the US to be an au pair, and 2 months later I was here. And I was in this gorgeous, beautiful, incredible family just outside of Boston, Massachusetts. And I really took that year for myself to get away from everyone telling me how am I supposed to live my life, what am I supposed to do, where am I supposed to be, who am I supposed to be with. I was just like, I'm taking this back to my hands. And even though I did not speak very well English, like I could talk, but you know, when the kids said, like I was saying like, oh, I'm gonna give you some veggies, and they started giggling, I had no idea why they're laughing. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm talking about vegetables. What are you talking about? So we had a lot of funny moments. The kids had a kick out of me. And I still sometimes don't understand what are people talking about, or I don't know some expressions, yet I am leading a business that generates like 5-figure months. So anything is possible. Literally anything is possible. And one of the things that I want to show you with all of the speakers that come this week is that everything that you see as a limitation can be your advantage. It's just the perspective and how we look at it. So I started there, I was an au pair, and then I met this guy. I went on a Tinder date just for the fun of it. Joke's on me. 9 months later, we were married. And he is a pilot in the Air Force. And little did I know what does it mean to be involved with the military. So I'm actually curious if any of you who you're, like, if you're here, are you somehow, has someone in your family been in the military? If that's true, please tell me. I want to acknowledge you and I want to appreciate you, because somehow, everywhere I go, there's always someone in the military, or your boyfriend, or your dad, or just someone. So let me know. I'm gonna just go through these comments. Okay, so, Gina, yes, I'm where I need to be. Wow, 90 minutes intensive with you. Whoa. Yay, Natalia says, it will be the most sparkly 90 minutes. Oh my gosh, yes. Beautiful country, yes. Czech Republic is really beautiful. I know so much of this language barrier even after living in the US for 26 years. There you go. So Shelly says, yes, it is. So I'm assuming that someone is in the military. So thank you so much for whoever is in the military. Michelle also saying yes, yes. Christine, my cousin is in the Navy. Theo, Zach is an amazing man. Thank you, Theo. Zach is my husband. Teresa says, yes, my son served. Michelle, my dad was in the Navy. So thank you so much for all of their service. And it's incredible, and I value it so much more now that I am involved in that. But little did I know what I was getting myself into. So what happened is that was 23, I decided to move to the US. And like, if that wasn't far enough from all of my friends, from all of my family, from everyone that I knew, I then decided to give a shot to this relationship with this man, and we moved to Wichita Falls, Texas, which was literally in the middle of nowhere, where I knew no one. And he was working 16 hours days. So all day went by and I would speak to no one. And at that point, somehow something aligned and I decided I'm gonna start my own business. And I had no freaking idea what I was doing. I started website design and graphic design, and I kid you not, I downloaded probably every single freebie on the face of a planet. I downloaded all the freebies there probably were, trying to figure out what's going on. And I like maybe coached a little bit here and there, and as I was going through the journey, I literally had nothing. Like it was a mess. I just had this inner knowing that there is something, I'm meant to do something big. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it looks like, but I have this feeling that there is something. There's something big I'm meant to do. And I could not figure out what it was. And I went through multiple different directions, and I went through so many days of when I would cry to my husband that I don't know what am I supposed to do with my life, that I don't know if I'm ever going to figure it out, that I don't know what am I supposed to do. Like I felt so lost. And because I did not address those weeds, I just thought that this is just how it is. I'm just going to feel this way until something outside of me happens, and then hopefully I'll figure it out at some point. But all of my dreams felt so far away. I had them, but they felt so far away. They felt like it could be possible sometime in the future, but I could not really imagine them happening like right here, right now. And there was a huge split, and it was a huge split in my energy. And every single time that I went down the rabbit hole of, I don't know what am I doing, I don't know what am I supposed to do, it energetically created like a hole. And that's why it wasn't coming, and I could not figure it out. So let me just read this. Actually, yes, lots of family in the military. Michelle, I just moved to a city 2 months ago where I don't know anyone either. It can be tough. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sending you so much love, Michelle. Christine, I got married after 3 months dating. Yeah, we got married after 9 months, but 6 months were a long distance. So, and that's a huge, that's one big part of my story. Not the fact that I got married or that we moved in together so quickly. I mean, it was a huge risk because I was an au pair, and I literally had a month to live with him and like figure out if we're actually going to work out or not, because then my visa expired and I had to go back. And I didn't know if like after I go back to the Czech Republic for a month, if I'm going to come back to him. I had no idea what's going to happen. But I just had this inner sense of this like knowing and this intuition that it's right. Like I just had this feeling like I just, it makes zero sense. It's absolutely illogical. People think I'm crazy. We didn't spend enough time together. It does not make sense, but I feel it's right. And it so was. And I had no idea that me following these little nudges, the little steps, are going to eventually help me bring together this incredible business and this incredible life that I'm living, and I'm so grateful for every day. So, okay, back to the story. So we got married. I was in Wichita Falls, Texas, trying to figure out what the hell am I doing with my business and with my life. And then long story short, I had no idea what I was doing. And it got to the point where we had last August, 2018, we had our wedding ceremony. We had our like official family big ceremony in the Czech Republic. And during that summer, we moved to Seattle, so another new city where I did not know anyone. Our dog got sick, and there was just so much that was going on. Obviously, it was expensive, it was exhaustive, it was scary. We had our wedding that we paid for ourselves. We had a lot of expenses with the moving. I had to buy an emergency ticket to get back after the wedding, after our wedding and honeymoon. I had to buy a ticket like that day from Prague to the United States, so my green card application doesn't get canceled, so it doesn't Like, if I didn't get back to the US that day, everything would get canceled and I would probably not be allowed to come back for years, even though I was married to my husband. So to give you a perspective, we found ourselves in a situation of so much debt. Like, so much credit card debt that it wasn't even possible. We had zero on our savings. We had like almost zero ceiling. Like, there was no place to go anymore with the credit card. And it was bad. And because my entrepreneurship was so wobbly, and like here I would make some money and then nothing, and like here I would make some money and then nothing, and I was so unclear and what am I supposed to do? I was a moment when I was really like, I had to make a decision because it was no longer acceptable basically for me to not make any money, to not bring any money into our household if we wanted to continue living. Not even like living extravagantly, is that a word? Whatever. Not even living like some crazy life, like just like be okay and have money to like pay for our stuff. So I gave myself a month, whether I'm going to continue being an entrepreneur and I'm going to actually figure out what the heck am I supposed to do, or what the heck do I want to do, or I'm going to go to Starbucks to make at least $1,000 per month, and that's what I'm gonna do so we can live. And I know that so many of you might have had those moments, or maybe you find yourself like right now in the moment when it's like, I either have to figure something out and things needs to like really change, or I'm gonna have to go with that going to Starbucks or going to Target. And you know, there's nothing wrong with those jobs, but if like for me it was like I did not want to do that. I did not want my life to live like that. Saying yes to that for me and my own journey and life would have been like, oh my gosh, I failed myself. And in that moment, I gave myself a month to figure it out. I was like, I'm gonna take away all that pressure. I'm giving myself a free month. We can make it for a month if I don't make any money. And then I'm just gonna, then I'm gonna do whatever I'm supposed to do. Whether I go to the Starbucks or whether I continue being the entrepreneur, but like, I'm gonna take it seriously. I'm gonna take it seriously. I'm gonna change my life. And because my whole life I spent was a lot of these like shoulds. This is what I should be doing. And even in the entrepreneurial life, there are so many strategies and things how people say like, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, or like me, knowing that I'm good at graphic design and website design, but like it was killing my vibe. It was literally exhaustive for me to then do that because there was just so much pressure and it wasn't fun for me. So like I literally decided to scratch all of the shoulds and focus on the only thing that matters to me. And I was like, I'm gonna figure out what is the most important thing for me in my entire life. And I'm curious, what for you? What is the one single most important thing for you in a life? That if everyone knew it, if everyone lived by that, like if it was accessible to everyone and the world would get better, what would that one thing be? What would that one thing be that everyone should know, everyone should live by? The world would be a better place if they knew it. Tell me. Okay, Theo says, wow, so crazy to have such a harsh deadline of staying in the US. Oh my gosh, yes. Linnea, the ultimate motivation. Yeah. So, what would that one thing be? Hi, Talia. What would that one thing be that everyone should know? If everyone lived by it, the world would be a better place. So when I was thinking about it, hi Deborah! And when I was thinking about it, I was like, what is that one thing? What is the single most important thing in my entire life? What is the most important thing in my life for me? And it was, if nothing else works in my life, I want to look back and say, man, I was so happy. I was so happy. And that was it. I'm gonna get emotional because in that moment, it felt so good. Because when I was growing up, my parents were so unhappy. My parents did everything right. They did so much for us. They always put us first, but I've never ever seen them happy. They were never happy. They never allowed themselves to put the joy first. It was always trying to figure out how to get by. And when Christmas came, it was the worst time of the year because my parents would fight so much. My dad would not speak to us because he was so stressed that he doesn't have enough money for us to give us all the Christmas presents. When all I wanted was to sit by the Christmas tree and just be happy. Just be there with each other, be present. That's all I wanted. But it seemed that it's not possible. And in that moment, last year, I just realized, like, if everyone focused on being happy, everything else would fall into place. Because one day when we're not here, it's not really gonna matter how much money we made per month. If we had a Tesla, if we didn't have a Tesla, if we had like designer purses or we didn't, what's gonna matter is those moments if we were happy. If someone is gonna remember that they laughed with us. And so that day, the brand Be Happy Now came to life. And I literally had this vision of Be Happy Now, and I started this free group, and I started it just for myself. I started it for myself and for all the women who wanted to focus on being happy. Because what I knew to my core is that when I'm happy, everything else comes to my life. It starts with me, it starts within, it starts inside. When I am happy, everything else comes. Everything else comes to me. The happier I am, the more abundance there is in my life just because of that. So my only job in this entire lifetime is to be happy and show people how they too can be happy, how you can do what you desire, what you love, and that is going to bring you everything you've ever desired. And I started this free group and I didn't know it would be a business. And then from there, it was my first course. I created my first course. Okay, let me read this. Okay, Teresa says 3S, connection to source, soul, and self. Teresa, that's a big question to ask yourself. Yes. Christine, live freely and happy. Theo, how to live from a place of life. Natalia, share my gifts with people. Shelly, that we are all purpose, period. Yes. Lydia, that having diabetes shouldn't be so hard to control, but our society makes it extremely difficult to do so. Teresa, that's powerful. Happy. Julia, so true. It's the memories and time together that matters more than the things. Theo says, you're so special, send you the love. Oh my gosh, thank you, Theo. I love you so much. Natalia, oh love, you're so beautiful. Live in so many countries, very difficult, but people forget how to be happy. Yes, Michelle, yes, the feelings are what we remember. Gina, this is so true. Happiness is found within, not outside of us. And because I devoted, and I truly believe, because I devoted my life to be happy and to show people that actually you can do what you want to do, what makes you happy, what makes you lit up, that's how everything came together. And then from all of a sudden, I was like, okay, now it's time to do something with our money situation. Clearly, I don't understand. And that was the first time I signed up for a course with Melanie and Lair, and she's one of the speakers. She's gonna be coming on the 29th, and you don't want to miss it. If you don't know Melanie, you don't want to miss that interview. It's gonna be life-changing. And then I hired Melanie as my one-on-one coach, and that month I paid her over $35,000 in full. That month I also made $450. But because I remembered the time when I leaned into my intuition and into my trust with my husband, with my marriage, and it freaking worked because I desired that. And even though I was scared, I wanted to go that direction, and it worked better than I could have ever imagined. I had this feeling inside that even though it doesn't make sense, I know this is the direction I want to go in. I want to do big things. I want to help people in a massive way. And I feel it that this is the direction for me. Not a direction I should go, not because something was terribly wrong, not because I could not figure it out myself, but because I felt pulled in that direction. I felt pulled to be in this person's energy because I knew that if I can get myself in that energy, I can be it too. And following that through so many steps has always brought me results better than I could have ever imagined. Heck, I took a class in Harvard. The girl that was born in the Czech Republic would have not thought it was possible. But just because I don't know if something is possible, it does not mean that it's impossible. So, I went through all of this. And last month was the testament, again, that everything can change in an instant. Everything can change in an instant. Last month, Melanie and I, which I had no idea there would be ever such a thing happening, we launched a program together, Pinterest Perfect. And many of you are part of it. And I'm so happy you're part of it because it makes me so freaking happy. And that month was also the month when I made over $15,000 in cash, which did not make sense. And so many people who have followed me for a while were like, how did this happen? What's going on? Like, what is going on? How did this happen? And like, I'm so like, I still cannot even speak when I say it. It's crazy. But it's because of everything and every choice that I have made on that direction. Because sometimes when we make the steps, the leaps of faith that don't make any sense, sometimes the fruits of our labor don't make any sense either. And I know it's difficult to sometimes make the decisions when there are people who don't understand, who tell you that it's crazy, that it's impossible. But if I have let in someone telling me that this is crazy, this is impossible, and I'm hurting everyone around me by doing that, I would not have been here. And there's no other place on earth I would rather be than right now, right here with all of you telling you this. When I was leaving to the US, my grandma came to me and told me that I am killing my parents by doing that. And it's just tough to swallow that. Because I love my grandma and I love my parents. But I had to follow what I desired. And you know what? My parents are so happy for me now. On the other end of it. Oh my gosh. So, I feel like I forgot what I wanted to say. So one of the big things that I also believe is that everything always happens for me. Everything always happens for me. And the whole Sparkle Bomb coach, it's actually not how I called myself. I was called that inside of my mastermind I'm part of after I hosted my retreat, which I never thought like that would actually happen. Because during the times when I was alone in Wichita Falls, I was alone in Altus, Oklahoma, and I was alone here in Seattle, I developed such a social anxiety that I could not imagine that I would be speaking in front of other people, that I would be hosting a retreat, that I would be hosting weekly women's power hours when every time there's someone new that I don't know, and there are these women and we're there together, and it's my favorite thing to do. If you told me that a year ago, I would not have believed you because I would think it was impossible that I am ever going to speak in front of anyone. I was so scared. I was so shy. I was so scared. I was freaked out. I felt like this little girl. I did do a lot of things that so many people say like, wow, that was brave, but I could not see it because in my mind, it did not matter. It was regular. It was not crazy. It was not special. And how many times do we do that to ourselves, that we don't, like, we shine light of everyone but ourselves. And when we treat our days as every single day matters, as every single thing that we do matters, something changes. Whether is it that we drink our smoothies from wine glasses and sprinkle it with little cinnamon because it just feels better, it feels fancier. That if we drink a wine and we drinking from that like gorgeous glass, that when we show up on the live stream, we put a perfume on or we shave our legs, even though no one can see it or smell it or touch it. When we start treating our everyday, our every decision as if it matters for us, not freaking out over like, oh my gosh, but like for us, because it matters, because you are an important person, you're an important entity in this world, something changes. Because people start seeing it and people start feeling our energy and the change in the energy. So one of the biggest shifts that happened for me in the last few months is that I started seeing myself as everything that I do matters for me. And that's the most important thing. And you know, this summer, I know that some of you have known me through the summer. And I know that some of you have followed me, and I did this challenge for myself, 90 days of Limitless, of going live doing Facebook Live every single day. And it was the time when my husband was deployed for 3 months. We just moved into a new house. You know, we like this. We have this like pattern. We move to a new place where we don't know anyone, and my husband leaves for a long period of time. So that's what we do sometimes. No, we planned it. I knew that this is gonna happen and I was happy with that. But like, he was gone for 3 months, and during those 3 months, our bathroom got flooded. I locked myself out like the second day, and I had to like kick off the doggy door to get into the house. I set off an alarm. Police came into our house because my friend set up the alarm. And then what else? Like, I took a trip with my sister, which was amazing but so incredibly tiring. And then also at the same time, I launched my first ever retreat and I was putting it together. And then my husband's mom was in a hospital, and it was all happening at the same time. And one of the things that I actually noticed is that I did not freak out. No matter what life threw at me, I did not lose my shit. I did not freak out. And it was different. It was so different for me. And it's not because I am special or because I'm just like so good. It was because of everything that I've learned along the way. And for every choice that I made, and for the beliefs that I decided I'm going to ingrain in myself. And I truly believe that the best investment is when we invest in ourselves. Time, effort, money. It always pays off. It always pays off when we work on ourselves. And where is it that you are here on the Sparkle Summit retreat? Sparkle Summit retreat on the Sparkle Summit, or what is it that you go on a retreat, or what is it that you read a book, or you do something for yourself? I want you to be proud of yourself for doing that, because that's the best investment that you can do for yourself. And with, you know, this summer was truly the time when I felt like my sparkle is getting turned on. And for those of you who have known me, and I might share the pictures in the group just for fun. For those who have known me during that time, you could see the shift. You could feel the shift. And I had so many people reach out to me and be like, what happened? What's different? But it's not that it changed. It's not that it from all of a sudden everything changed. It's always the little small choices that we make every single day, that one day it all shifts in an instant. But because it's built on such a strong foundation, then it's not a fluke. It's not an accident. It's not just one time and then it's gone. Because when we build on that strong foundation step by step, because we matter, that's when that huge shift happens. And that's why something as like Melanie freaking and Layer choosing me to do Pinterest Perfect with me, I felt so freaking honored. I could have never imagined that something like that would have ever happened. Like, what in the world? I did not know that was possible, but because I didn't think it was impossible, it could happen. So if there is something, if there is a dream, if there is something in your life that you want, and there's a little voice in you that is, or maybe outside of you, maybe it's your partner, maybe it's your family, maybe it's your, I don't know, someone around you is trying to tell you that it's not possible, let it go and go hang out with us. Go hang out with the people that believe that anything is possible, that you can have the most fun. And honestly, last month when I made over $15,000, the money was great and I was so excited. But the biggest thing that I was the most grateful for is the moment I realized that everything I've ever believed in came true. And I always knew it was true. I always knew that the more fun I'll have, the happier I am, the more successful and abundant am I gonna be. That the more I put myself first, the more I am going to be there for other people. That the more I put myself first and I focus on my own happiness, the more impact I'm going to create on other people. I always knew that and I always believed that, or at least throughout this last year, I just knew that's true. But the moment where everything aligned and it showed up in this physical world as an equivalent of money, that was the moment where I was like, shit, yes. I'm sorry for that word, but so if you believe that you're destined to sparkle, that you are meant to do something huge, keep that faith, because it's easy to believe it when it's easy. Keep your faith when everything seems to be falling on you, when your bathroom floods, when you lock yourself out of the door, when your husband is gone, when his mom is in the hospital and you don't know if she's gonna make it. When you keep your faith through those moments, everything is possible, and everything is possible. Every good thing, every good opportunity, every good possibility is possible. Okay, so let me read this. Thea says, your retreat was so fantastic and so much fun. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, we have the gold pants. Oh my gosh, yes, I have the gold pants. I am wearing my gold pants. And you know what? 6 months ago, I would not have ever colored dyed my hair pink or wore gold pants. And now I'm like, that's my thing. And sparkless, because we were doing it. Because I allowed myself to be who I am fully, my full expression of who I am. And honestly, that's the best thing I could have done for myself, ever. Okay, so Teresa says, yes, the shift of inner core confidence when you know that you know that you know. Yes! Yes, no attention to or for naysayers. Exactly. Anything is possible. Yes, first, amen. Gloria says, love all you're saying. Yay! All the fire emojis. Oh my gosh, I love you guys so much. We're all destined to sparkle. You're on fire, sparklers. Yes! I love you all so much, you guys. And thank you so much for being here with me. And, you know, I'm going to share with you on the 30th, I'm going to come on to do a grand finale of this entire Sparkle Summit. And I'm going to share with you more of these little tits, little tits. I'm going to share with you tits. I'm going to share with you bits and pieces of the core things that truly helped me to unravel this, to really allowed me to sparkle. And I'm going to share with you what does it truly mean and how you can be even more sparkly. I know, that's me. I just say funny things and ridiculous things and it works. So if I can, we all freaking can. So I'm going to share with you little bits and pieces and I'm going to pull out the little pearls as we go through all of these speakers. But I wanted you to know my story. I wanted you to know parts of my story so you can believe in yourself, so you can know that if I can, you can. And honestly, just the fact that this Sparkle Summit came to life in this massive way that it did, it's a testament of that anything can happen. Last year, I was watching this first online summit ever. I didn't even know what online summit meant. This year, I am hosting a summit with so many incredible women that even just 6 months ago, I wish I could be their friend. And now we're like friends and I love them and I talk to them like every single day, basically. Like, how crazy is that? And there's so many things I had to shed, so many things I had to let go of. I like broke up with my friends that I've been friends with them for over 10 years. But it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good for me anymore. So sometimes these moments when we are in the moment, when it seems like, holy crap, what am I doing? But when we follow our intuition, we follow our sparkle, we follow our inner trust, on the other end of it, something incredible happens because we create space for it. And all of these women that are gonna come and share, tomorrow we have Stephanie Schultz and I'm so excited. All of these women that are gonna come and share, you're gonna see it over and over and over and over again. So if there are any questions that you have for me right now, please share them in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer and I'm so grateful that you are here. Everything that is everything that is happening in my life is beyond my wildest dreams. I did not even think this was possible, yet it is happening. I love you so much, guys. You don't even know. You don't even know how much I love you. I'm sending you all the sparkly vibes. Okay, so Teresa says, yeah, we must let go of the old and follow our soul's calling. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I feel like I've been here for a while. And I shared a lot. Oh my gosh, yes, we've been here for an hour. Thank you so much for being here. I think this is the longest story of myself that I've ever shared. So, I'm quite proud of myself. And I hope this was beneficial. And if there's something that you like that really stood out to you, write it in the comments. Don't write it for me, but write it for yourself. So if you come back on the replay, you see what was the little piece that is making difference for you. Or maybe then you can come and like write it in your journal. And so right now, yeah, like I'm so freaking excited. Congratulations. Congratulations, Jane. And tomorrow we have Stephanie Schultz. And she is going to share her incredible story. And funny fact, I don't know if you knew that about her, but she is actually a military spouse as well. Quite recently. And yeah, okay, so let me just address that. I see, how do you join the giveaway? So you get one entry by just signing up. So if you signed up for the Sparkle Summit through the form, you get one entry. You can get more entries by sharing about a Sparkle Summit. So for example, if you really love today, what you can do, literally take a screenshot and share it on your social media and tag me so I can see it and you get another entry. Or if you invite some of your friends and they sign up through the form, and then when they request to join, they put your name that you invited them. There's a question for it. So if they put your name that you invited them, you're gonna get another entry. So you can basically get so many entries. And yesterday, the first winner was Kendra, and she actually had multiple entries because she invited so many of her friends that it paid off. So, okay. So let me just see this. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, all of you, for being here. I am so grateful for you, and I'm so excited for everything that is to come. I'm just so excited. There are no words. I feel like there are no words to describe that. And I hope that there was something in my story that inspired you, that helped you believe in yourself, that literally anything is possible. And if it's possible for this weird chick who yesterday told you about shaving her legs for a live stream and having sparkles on her face, pink hair, and lift up her leg to almost show you who knows what on a live stream, if it can happen to me, it can happen to any of you. So I love you so much. Together we rise, together we sparkle. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye everyone!